We have gathered here today to set in motion the process of translating into action of our Prime Minister's vision of Make in India. For us, Make in India is not a slogan. It is a mission to be accomplished with single-minded commitment. It is about new processes, new sectors to be opened up vigorously, new infrastructure through corridors across the country, new industrial clusters and smart cities, and a new mindset where all work as facilitator and catalyst. India has long been identified, unfortunately, with red tapeism, Inspector Raj, and cumbersome rules and regulations that hindered smooth transaction of business. We are fully conscious of these perceptions. We want to chart out a new course, a new path, wherein business entities are extended the proverbial red carpet. Today's event is being held after we have taken a series of measures on ease of doing business. This is only a beginning, friends. We are fully committed to de-licensing, deregulation, and radical changes as we go along. We have an open mind. We are fully committed to taking India on a high growth trajectory, and we want to make India a global manufacturing destination. We believe that there is a huge untapped potential in the manufacturing sector in India.
मैं आज विश्व भर में लोगों से कहना चाहता हूं, कम मेक इन इंडिया। दुनिया के किसी भी देश में जाकर के बेचिए, लेकिन निर्माण यहां कीजिए, मैन्युफैक्चर यहां कीजिए।
India is open for business. Welcome to the change. Measures have been taken to cut down red tape and to lay down the red carpet, diminish human interface, and make the system efficient with technology. Online application process for industrial licensing introduced with 24/7 basis accessibility without human interface through the eBiz platform. A major component of defense products totally delicensed. Dual-use items having military and civilian applications deregulated. Validity of industrial license extended to 3 years. All departments advised to introduce online returns through a single form. Undertake no inspection without requisite approval. Self-certification and third-party certification for Boilers Act introduced. Best business practices circulated to all states for replication. 100% FDI through automatic route for suburban rail corridors, high-speed trains, dedicated freight lines, locomotives, coaches manufacturing, freight terminal and signaling system. FDI in defense raised from 26% to 49%. For modernization and state-of-art technology on case-to-case basis, FDI allowed up to 100%. Foreign portfolio investment in defense permitted up to 24% through the automatic route. FDI in construction sector is being further liberalized with 100% FDI with the aim of developing smart cities and providing affordable housing for all. To catalyze job creation and provide flexibility in hiring and working hours to industrial units, the government is amending the Factories Act, the Apprentice Act and labour laws regarding returns and registers. In addition to this, a whole slew of other initiatives have been rolled out. A massive program for skilling the youth, Skilled India, with the creation of a new department has also been undertaken. FDI inflows have increased 74% in June-July over the same period last year. Performance of industrial sector as measured by growth of Index of Industrial Production (IIP) has improved. Performance of capital goods, which is an indication of revival of positive investment sentiment, has shown sharp improvement. Manufactured exports in July 2014 are showing a positive growth as compared to July 2013. Gross fixed capital formation has jumped to 7% in the first quarter this year as compared to -2.8% in the same period last year. GDP growth has jumped to 5.7% in the first quarter this year as compared to 4.7% last year. To provide an impetus to India becoming a manufacturing nation, industrial corridors and smart cities are being developed. Work on 5 smart cities in Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor has moved towards implementation. The perspective plan for Chennai-Bengaluru Industrial Corridor has been completed and 3 new industrial cities have been identified for development. The feasibility study for an industrial corridor on the east coast of India has been commissioned by the Asian Development Bank. For this, the Vizag-Chennai Industrial Corridor will be Phase 1. The perspective plan and identification of new industrial nodes in Bengaluru, Mumbai and Amritsar-Kolkata industrial corridors have been given a major thrust. The northeastern part of India is planned to be linked with the other industrial corridors in cooperation with the Government of Japan. A new National Industrial Corridor Development Authority is being created to coordinate, integrate and monitor the development of these industrial corridors in the country. Development of smart cities using next-generation technology will enable India to technologically leapfrog in the process of urbanization. 21 new industrial clusters have been approved with an ecosystem of supply chain responsiveness, lower logistic costs, availability of labor and technology upgradation. These clusters will provide costs and productivity gains and drive India up in the manufacturing chain. To promote inclusive growth, the government has focused on building a labor-intensive manufacturing sector. The Indian Leather Development Program and Scheme for Integrated Textile Parks have been given a major impetus. With a view to nurturing innovation, the government has taken up an initiative to upgrade the administration of intellectual property in the country, comparable to the best IPR offices in the world. The use of information technology strengthened, all applications and processes have been made online. And this is just the beginning. The new government has set a new direction, given a new momentum for a vibrant and a dynamic manufacturing sector. In the coming months, government will fully tap the competitive strengths of India. 3 Ds, democracy, demography and demand, to create jobs and create a new vibrant India.
हमारे पास स्किल है, टैलेंट है, डिसिप्लिन है, कुछ कर गुजरने का इरादा है। हम विश्व को एक सानुकूल अवसर देना चाहते हैं कि आइए, कम मेक इन इंडिया।
We in the Tata Group very warmly welcome Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's Make in India program. This offers a timely and unique opportunity for industry and government to work together to make India truly globally competitive. A majority of countries that have achieved a high standard of living have done so because of a vibrant industrial economy. The biggest challenge for India in the foreseeable future is to create employment for the over 12 million young people entering the workforce annually. I believe there are two major strategic advantages India has. The first, our human capital. The depth, breadth, and diversity of India's talent pool is unparalleled. The second is a market which affords scale and growth. We have over 1 billion consumers with a high consumption growth rate sustainable into the next few decades. But our aspirations in the global manufacturing arena will be fulfilled if we address certain challenges on a priority. Hygiene factors will include the build-out of critical infrastructure across the country, supported by stable policies, transparent and competitive tax and duty structures, efficient and time-bound administration through the use of e-governance. Cost-effective and reliable energy coupled with efficient logistics are critical to the competitiveness of industry. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tata Group's growth in India has been the result of the availability of diverse opportunities, immense scale, and most importantly, people with the attitude and aptitude to address both domestic and global markets. India is at a historic moment, and we have the opportunity to together catapult the country to a new orbit.
Honorable Prime Minister, other guests of honor, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege to stand before you today on behalf of company Bosch. We started trading in India in 1922 and local manufacturing since 1953, way before other multinational companies. Today, we have 6 legal entities within our group in India. We have 10 manufacturing plants and a pan-India dealer network of greater than 3,000 service points. The current positive mood in the country has created a huge potential for us. Bosch always has a local for local approach, and we have a huge local talent of Indian engineers and strong R&D force of more than 11,000 employees serving local and global projects. Honorable Prime Minister, infrastructure is a key issue, and we look forward to see the same development that you have so successfully brought about in Gujarat. We also look forward for further ease of doing business in India through quicker single-window approvals for greenfield and brownfield projects. We are happy that your government is looking into the much-needed labor reforms to reach worldwide productivity levels. We are sure, with you leading from the front, your government will bring in the above initiatives quickly. We at Bosch have always strongly believed in the growth of India and fully support your Make in India campaign. Thank you very much for your attention.
Mr. Prime Minister, distinguished guests on the panel, and friends. You know, as a company and as a corporation, we are more known as an IT corporation. But let me use this occasion fitting to what we do in manufacturing in India, because that is this occasion. We have a business called Wipro Infrastructure Engineering, which is the largest third-party hydraulic component manufacturer of cylinders in the world. The interesting thing is the entire technology, the entire design, and the entire manufacturing for this business has been locally designed and developed. We have indigenously designed and developed state-of-the-art integrated plants in India, which incorporate the best-of-breed technology designed to deliver new benchmarks in global quality. We have been able to create a unique blend of frugal and low-cost innovative designs, which has got us a unique positioning in the global market. We have created an ecosystem of more than 1,200 Indian suppliers who supply the majority of our requirements, and 80% of our raw material is sourced and components is sourced from India. In summary, competitiveness comes from outthinking not others continuously and not through outsourcing our thinking. The demand for outthinking is not only in formulating strategy, but at all levels in every excruciating detail. It is not about one day of good thinking, but it layers and layers built across the organization. It's a mindset of the organization to think and then to act and then to translate. The Prime Minister's vision of India as a manufacturing powerhouse calls for the preparation of educated workforce of thinkers and problem solvers and not rote learners. Thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, distinguished guests on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Today, India embarks on a landmark mission conceived and given wings by our Honorable Prime Minister, the mission to Make in India. The launch of this mission coincides with the spectacular success of Mangalyyaan's Mars mission. India's triumph in outer space embodies frugal, homegrown engineering, low-cost innovation, zero defects, Six Sigma quality, teamwork, a frontier technology, precision, and a bold and daring dream. It is, by any reckoning, a world-class achievement. Likewise, all of these attributes have to come together in the same way to make the Make in India vision and mission aimed at making India a major manufacturing hub to be successful. Nations bring to mind different notions. Switzerland connotes high-end watchmaking, Germany stands for precision engineering, and the United States for Silicon Valley and the culture of risk-taking and innovation. Likewise, India, as we know, has come to be known as a global IT hub and as a reservoir of intellectual capital. It's high time that India becomes a preferred center of choice for manufacturing for global companies. The share of manufacturing in India's GDP is low at just 16%. This compares with 34% for China, 31% for South Korea, and 22% for Germany. So quite clearly in manufacturing, we have a lot of catching up to do. I believe that the call to Make in India could not have been more timely. Manufacturing has to become the next big wave for us. India has all the ingredients in place to become a manufacturing hub: talent, entrepreneurship, raw material, a large domestic market, and the opportunity to reap economies of scale. We are now leveraging our global position to bring cutting-edge, high-end manufacturing capabilities to India. For example, in aluminum, we have commissioned 2 high-end downstream facilities in Odisha and in Maharashtra to produce high-precision, value-added products. In closing, I want to emphasize the role of dreaming big and imagining bold. That's the only way to achieve what was once thought not possible. I believe that the Make in India mission is a clarion call that will galvanize India's economy to achieve new heights. Thank you.
Respected Prime Minister, we are all very inspired by your vision of Make in India. Your vision of making India the preferred manufacturing destination of the world. What is being launched today is actually going to be the next growth driver for India. It is because of our demographic dividend that we add about 1.2 crore people to the working age group every year. And it is believed that manufacturing, if it works to its full potential, can add about 9 crore jobs in the next decade for India. And of course, by creating India as a manufacturing hub for the world, we will increase our exports. So manufacturing is not just going to be a growth driver, not just a creator of jobs, but also something that will strengthen the macroeconomic stability of the country. Sir, as we move towards Make in India, we together, that is the manufacturers and the bankers, would like to ensure that we deliver from this mission the following three things. That is, we ensure that whatever gets made in India is a best product globally. We ensure that our manufacturing processes are sustainable, and we ensure that what gets made in India is at competitive costs. The Prime Minister has already spoken of the two aspects of quality and sustainability in his zero defect and zero effect approach. But recognizing the potential of the demographic dividend, I would also just like to mention that in the last 1 year, we have focused on skill training our youth. And we have, in less than 1 year, been able to train about 5,000 people who come from modest backgrounds, giving them basic skills to make them employable in the industrial units in India. And what I'm happy to say is that all these 5,000 people in less than 1 year have got fully employed, and more than 30% of them are actually young girls who come from semi-urban and rural areas.
Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Ministers, Excellencies, dignitaries in the room, good morning. It gives me great pleasure and I'm honoured to represent Lockheed Martin at the launch of this Make in India campaign. Lockheed Martin has been established in India for more than 20 years, and for the last few years we've been engaged in manufacturing here. In 2011, we signed an agreement with Tata Advanced Systems to form a joint venture to produce large aerostructure components for our C-130J Super Hercules transport aircraft, which is now in service with the Indian Air Force. Within 12 months of signing the agreement, we built a factory in a greenfield site outside of Hyderabad, and we were producing our first components. This is a remarkable feat for anywhere in the world. Our plant in Hyderabad is part of our global supply chain for the C-130J aircraft. Every C-130J that is now produced in Marietta, Georgia, in the USA, for operators all over the world, has significant aerostructure components that are made in India. Lockheed Martin also works with innovators in India. We believe that India is an epicenter of innovation, yet the innovators have not always had the opportunity to take their ideas to the market. For the last 8 years, we have partnered with the Department of Science and Technology on the India Innovation and Growth Programme to help these scientists, engineers, and individual innovators promote their inventions and attract investment to bring their ideas into the marketplace. To date, this program has generated more than $300 million for the individual innovators and for the economy of India. And Lockheed Martin is proud to be associated with this Indian success story in promoting innovation and making in India.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Make in India logo is derived from India's most powerful national symbol, the Ashok Chakra. The wheel denotes peaceful progress and dynamism, a sign from India's enlightened past, pointing the way to a vibrant future. The lion stands for strength, courage, tenacity, and wisdom. values that are every bit as Indian today as they have ever been.